Hey there YouTube, this is SJM4306 back with another review. As you can see, just got something in the mail today. This was sent in by Boltune, and they're basically really snazzy pair of wireless, like true wireless earbuds, but they also have active noise canceling built in. And they have touch sensors on the side, and they actually look pretty nifty. And let's just get into this, I guess. Packaging isn't as fancy as some of the other earbuds I bought in the past, but then again, I care more about performance and packaging. Okay, so we have user's guide, quick start guide. I'm pretty sure I know how to use wireless headphones. I'm fine with that. And inside the packaging comes with a USB-C connector. Sorry about that. There we go. Which is nice to see a modern USB connector on there. A lot of them tend to have, you know, the older USB micro style connector. And we have two sets of, there's little ear silicone pads. We have two smalls and I guess two larges, and maybe the mediums are on there already. And here we are. I'm actually pretty impressed by the build quality. This feels solid. Like I could probably stand on this and not break it. Like there's absolutely no give in this. And we have the USB-C charging connector on the back, which is nice. Would have liked to see wireless inductive charging, but this case is so darn small, I have no idea how they'd fit like an entire coil in for that. Anyway, let's pop them open and see if they have a charge. Looks like they do have a charge, and they instantly come on. There's some red LEDs right in there. Looks rather nice. And pull them out. You can see the actual gold contacts are on the bottom there. That's interesting. We'll have to see how that holds up because if you're using these while exercising, you're sweating a lot, these are going to kind of come into contact with your earlobe. So that might be an issue. Now you can see it's already trying to pair with something. And there's a touch sensor on the side there. They look pretty much exactly like the other pairs I have, but with the added stem. In terms of weight, they're a little bit heavier than I thought. They look like they're really small and light, but yeah, there's some heft in there, so hopefully that went into the battery. Now these guys are supposed to get around a 6-hour run time just on the buds themselves, and then you can stick them in the charging case, I believe, to get like another 30 or something hours. And yeah, you can see here, it looks like the largest silicone caps are in there. I'm gonna have to remove them and probably try the medium or the small. Large silicone caps kind of hurt my ears after a while. But yeah, you can see there's like a port, like a base port vent or something in there. So that's rather interesting. So yeah, anyway, I guess I'll just stick that back on there. And that's interesting. The case actually has two kind of magnetic detents. One is in the shut position, and the other one, it actually kind of clicks open. I really like that. Maybe that's part of the plastic molding, so it keeps it open so it doesn't keep trying to flop shut on you while you're pulling the buds out. Very nice molding on the casing too. Anyway, I guess there's nothing left to do but actually give these a test. Okay, let me just take these out for a second. Yeah, so I've worn these for a couple days, and here's my thoughts. Now, they retail for about $70, which, give me one sec. Let me grab my everyday carry headphones. Okay, so these are the guys I carry every single day, and I've used these for, I think, like almost 2 years probably. These are Powerbeats 3s, and they're falling apart by now, so this button is kind of the weakest point. And they're comfortable, they sound okay, not great, but good enough. I use these mostly for listening to like streaming web radio and watching YouTube videos and stuff. And they work great, but they're kind of falling apart now, so I was kind of thinking, should I buy kind of the same model, but if it has this hardware flaw where the button piece is going to fall off like this. These, I just glued pieces of plastic so I can physically press the buttons, but I don't think this is going to last very long, and the wires are probably starting to get frayed inside anyway, so I figured, should I just go with the same headphones, just buy a new pair and expect them only to last about 1.5 to 2 years more, or get something else? So these guys came along, And I have to say, actually, I'm pretty darn impressed by them. Now, they are about half the price of the Powerbeats. Oops, gotta get these the right way around. They are about half the price-ish. So, in terms of performance, though, these actually sound better than the Powerbeats, in my opinion. Specifically for the content that I watch and the music that I listen to. These are definitely bass heavier, I've noticed. And that could be a pro or a con, depending on whether you like that sort of thing. I tend to prefer a little heavier bass. What I have noticed, though, is it's not overpowering, but it tends to... the highs aren't that clear. So if you're listening to kind of like acoustic or piano, that might be an issue for you. But if you're listening to like electronic music, rock, R&B, that kind of stuff, these are definitely catered towards that. And in terms of the case itself, these three LEDs are basically show you the power meter. So when it's charging, and even when you open and shut it, 3 would mean 100% battery remaining in the case. 2 would be 66%, and 1, I guess, 33%. And then if that starts flashing or goes off, then you're on low battery then. But as for the earbuds themselves, they're rated for around 6 hours of use, and I've gotten anywhere from probably 4 to 6, maybe a little over 6 hours. I don't exactly time it, but these will last me most, I would say, like 2/3 of the day listening on and off. And so that's actually not that bad, honestly. And when you couple that with the fact that when I'm not listening to them, I just put them back in the case anyway, that seems to work out just fine in terms of frequently fast charging and whatnot. But yeah, case is really good design. Other features that it actually has is if I take these out and pair them up to my tablet. And so you can actually enable, if you press and hold the left earbud, it'll turn on and off sound isolation. And from my perspective, this isn't like amazing. It doesn't cover up everything. But for instance, like my fridge running in the corner over there, this will block that out. Any kind of sound that's like periodic and a constant droning, like a lawnmower, a fridge, a motor, something like that, these actually do a pretty good job of drowning out. You can still kind of hear a little bit more muffled if someone's trying to talk to you. And if you turn it off, yeah, you can still hear them. I selected the smallest ear pads, so they're not very tight in my ears, so I'm guessing that allows some sound to leak in. I can still hold a conversation with someone at a reasonable, speaking volume next to me with these on. So that's fine. As for the right button, if you press and hold it for 2 seconds, you can turn on and off like Google Voice Assistant. So I could say something like, "Okay, Google," and it'll pop up my voice assistant. I never set it up on my tablet, but you get the point. So yeah, that works just fine. And yeah, you can take place and take phone calls with this. You can do everything that you could do using, the Google Voice Assistant. So that's really cool to have these, and you can turn it on and off. So if you don't want it accidentally triggering, you can turn that feature on and off by pressing and holding this button here. As for the touch controls, a lot of other wireless earbuds don't have volume control on board. You usually have to open up the voice assistant and then say volume up, volume down, which is really tedious. These, I think they got it right in my opinion. If you short press once on the left earbud, it's volume down. Short press once, it's volume up. To pause, or play pause, you can double tap either side, and that'll play pause. If you triple tap the left side, it goes to the previous track, and if you triple tap the right side, it goes to the next track. So it is a bit of a departure. I'm used to having to single tap to pause and double tap to fast forward or triple tap to rewind. So it did take a little bit of learning. I kept accidentally pausing the music when I intended to track advance. But, after a short while, within a day, I got used to it. And I really like having the volume. You just kind of tap it real quick and up or down, and it'll go up or down. So I don't even need to pull out my phone or tablet or whatever. So these are actually really good for like jogging. You don't have to pull your phone out of your pocket, or if you have an armband, whatever. You just leave it there and you just tap the earphones, and they're sealed. So I have no worries about these getting like sweat inside and corroding. So yeah, I'm really happy with these. They sound great. for the price, 60 bucks. They're not the cheapest headphones, but then again, I think these perform on par, I would say, with like over $100 pair of headphones. So I'm actually pretty happy for the price, how these perform. They do have a little bit of heft to them. When you get them in your ears, though, make sure you get kind of the right size ear pads. I could shake my head. I ran with these on for like an hour and a half, and I never felt like they were going to come out on their own unless if I pulled them out. So at least for my ears, it fits awesome. I couldn't be happier with that. So they work definitely for my use case. These, I'm actually pretty impressed in general. I have to say, given their price point, I wasn't expecting anything like sound quality wise to be up in, IEM range or anything like that. But they do sound pretty good. Music that I listen to, I can definitely watch YouTube videos and they have sufficient bass. One thing that they do note in the manual is if you aren't going to use these for a while, make sure you charge them up once every, I think they said 3 or 4 months, something like that. And I've noticed a lot of these earbuds, they kind of have, I guess, a high quiescent draw. So if you leave them in the case and you don't use them, they'll drain continuously. And so I'm guessing that's what they're alluding to, because there's no way to actually like turn off the charging function on the case. So as the batteries in these die slowly, there's some quiescent current draw, they'll drain slowly. What'll happen is it'll keep turning on the case and trying to charge them back up to full. So I'm guessing that's what's happening. So for me, I don't think that's going to be a problem because I intend to use these pretty much every day anyway. To replace my other pair of my Powerbeats. So I'm going to probably be charging these up maybe once every other day, something like that, what I'm expecting. The case. The earbuds I'll store in there when I'm not using them, but I usually tend to use these in spurts of like 2 to 3 hours at a time. So that should be good enough for me. And pretty good fit on the earbuds into the case. Sometimes they do catch a little bit, but they do eventually seat. I'm actually really super happy with these. So I can finally retire these sad boys that are starting to break down. They were good headphones, but given their price, I think they retail now for like $150 or something like that. For less than half that price, you can get, replacements. At least to me, they do sound a bit better. The Powerbeats, I've noticed, at least with the earbuds that I selected, I don't like ones that are too tight. They didn't have great bass. Treble was there, but not bass for me at least. These guys, even with the slightly looser fitting silicone pads on the earbuds, even though they don't airtight seal into my ear, which I don't like earbuds that do that anyway, these sound really good. I was actually pleasantly surprised. So I would say if you're gonna get one of these models, aim for kind of the mid-range from like $50 to $100. If you get cheaper ones that are, lesser in price than that, you're gonna get what you pay for. If you get even more expensive ones, if that's what you want, then that's great. But I think these are a really good mid-range. $60 is not a lot for a pair of earbuds. I have to see how long they last. But if I can get at least a year and a half, 2 years out of these, kind of what my Powerbeats have given me, I'll be happy with them. But yeah, anyway, this is, model BTBH023. So if you guys are interested, give them a check out, and here's the box for them. And I love these already. So as long as these last, I will be super happy with them. And they do have a warranty. So they have a 1-year warranty, and if you register the warranty online, they extend it to 30 months. So anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next time. Bye.